Fuck, 42? We're not gonna win that.
I believe in you.
You shouldn't!
Your
Oh my god!
Your eyes
You just
close,
gotta have some
as if
faith.
by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
Oh, I'm going in? I'm going in his mouth? Oh, we're a fucking team, Kim.
Slumped on the ground like that has not improved the way the corpse smells. The fall seems to have released something deep inside it.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
Alright, give him his gun.
In the meantime, we should locate the representative of the logistics company. My preliminary information suggests the Wild Pines have sent a strike negotiator to wrangle back control from the Union. I bet she has a fresh perspective to offer us. Since we've already talked to Evrart in the harbor, that interview is done, for better or for worse. Yes, and those were the interviewees. Let's go.
I mean, I really feel like we should inspect the body before people have a chance to fuck with it.
Yeah, that'd probably be smart, but
I'm gonna do it.
I'm just tired.
God, we really need that. Dude, 10 more XP and I could get a slot open or get rid of.
Him's gonna be our best friend. He's gonna love us.
I gotta get aces low. I really want finger guns, but I gotta get aces low. Like, I actually physically have to.
Yeah.
The
What does finger
rotting
gun
man
even do?
lies. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep
know.
breath.
Just shoot people with your fingers?
Come on, officer.
Maybe.
You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Let's get in there.
There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. However, they are lacking hygienically. I suggest you get in there in limited capacity.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes? That's right.
Yeah, alright.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with,
Assistant.
That's you.
The gloaming. No, I'm gonna do Harry Dubois.
the corpse
Dubois.
is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The
It's
next
gonna
box
fuck up with the
says,
corpse.
KK57-0803.0815. Next, NA. Next, NA. Roughly 50.
The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook, teeming with opportunistic microorganisms, letting out a foul-smelling diamine compound. Your eyes turn watery.
Race.
Mondial.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex?
Fucky. No, I'm gonna do male. I'm gonna follow up with Kim here.
Nor does he look
Well, then-
male, with his pregnant belly.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
KK57 0503 0815 listens motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
I'm not so sure.
A silent nod. The lieutenant places his gloved hand on the corpse's chest, as if in preparation. Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then, somewhere in Jamrock North, a small wood shed behind Rosencrantz Row, Lieutenant Nick Feuerbach puts his hand to the chest of a small corpse, no larger than a monkey. It's raining outside, light drizzle. There is darkness in the shed. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair, her silhouette bull-like against the window. Outside, Grand Coudon. The day is turning dim for Sergeant Mac Dawson. Hand extended, he approaches, to make sure she is dead more than anything else. The building is tall, 7 stories, wind-wrapped in solitude.
How did we get here?
Most of the
I don't
apartments
know.
are unoccupied. This was a suicide. The other, an accident. The small one. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
We should start the post-mortem.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
External examination.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the
Weird.
briefs is
Weird thing to
Babodina,
wear.
I think.
Yeah.
Let's see.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
I love how she's called the thing. Like,
I know,
The
right?
boots are ceramic. Vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing. Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo resembling a microelectronical circuit board. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings
What?
to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color yellow. Length 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end. Well nourished, athletically
keep this
built,
shit in mind,
measuring
Lucas. We're probably
1.8
gonna need this
meters.
to solve this case.
Generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature below freezing.
The spine is bent more than the lieutenant compensated for. This buster's actual height is about 1.85. And no, you could not take him straight on.
Oh.
I'm gonna write 1.85.
Of course, I undercompensated.
Ooh, new skill point. Look at you go.
We could do that Kim Kitsuragi shit now. I just have to unlock one. Do I do it now or do I wait a little bit?
Do it now. I want to be Kim's friend.
I could get rid of some kind of superstar or keep it and just get a new one. Should I just do a new
what's
one?
some kind of superstar do again?
It gives us a -1 to logic, but increases the learning cap for stuff we don't really use. I could just unlock a new one.
I guess do a new one for now. I suppose.
Alright, ace is low, Kim. Ace is low.
We're coming for you. He's gonna be ours.
+2 empathy for Kim Kitsuragi. Write it down.
Body hair is light brown. Distribution is
Look.
consistent with age. The
mean, he's
deceased
the
had
best.
male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
I'm gonna touch the corpse's hair.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet.
Stroke it gently.
The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to the latex of the glove, like thread off a rag doll's head. There must be brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil.
Write it down, adding the brilliantine.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs. Consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talk
Alright.
shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent with predation.
Amend for high velocity. No, we're gonna write it down.
Ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the bell so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Oh yeah, I'm prepared.
Pet the chain cutters.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
It's
Always
so
good
gross.
to think ahead. Now, we need to cut the bell to see the ligature mark below.
See, my
No, he ain't. You pig's a boring
Oh my God.
fuck.
Can he do it? Can he roll an 86% and do it?
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in
Nice.
97%.
Interfacing gave
like
instructions.
a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
Beautiful.
After some
Dude, I like
deliberation,
that. Come
you
on.
sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You
Holy
squeeze
shit.
the rubber handles together, sweat forming on your brow.
We actually rolled the minimum for that, by the way. It's the +3 that put us over.
That's really funny.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck.
As it ought to. This is where its grip on the curdled meat is gentlest, pulling up.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters. Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant, pelvis intact, genitalia.
No, it's gonna happen. See,
I fucking knew it!
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
I want to inspect.
Inspect
But
it.
he did say unremarkable. I think I should just believe Kim.
No, take a peek.
All right.
Come on.
The dead man's penis is average sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
Write it down, brother.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain that knew little tenderness in life.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
Kim, this man's a mercenary.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars. Last item, hands.
Pick up the hand.
His flesh is cold,
Oh,
icy.
what? Did fucking snow just start falling?
Pleased
Yo,
to
what's
meet
up with
you.
that?
Where are you from and what's your name?
My name is...
I'm only fucking with you. I know where you're from. From Cappadocia. And your name is Il Corbo. What can I do you for, Il Corbo de Cappadocia?
It's good to hold your hand. Did you like it when I stroked your hair?
I did, Kobo. I did. Reminded me of when I was just a small boy. Before this happened to my face and my body. You did me a kindness there. We should
Damn.
do this more often. Be close like this, I mean.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Were we expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them.
I told
Honestly,
you.
this
I told
stench
you.
is making
It's
it
probably
Yeah.
hung
hard to think
after
at the
death.
moment.
What it's maybe looking like.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Internal.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
You don't even have a joke.
No.
Damn.
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid
didn't
is
think of a
coming from the
joke.
mouth. Not injury related.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A
Ugh.
rotting smell erupts from the mouth.
Ugh.
Purge fluid runs down
Why?
his lips, black
Why are we
and
doing this?
viscous.
I don't know.
You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like
Stop.
the creaking of
Tim.
an old house at night.
You don't have to do it like
jack
this.
that fucker off.
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
He's really doing it. The dead man's teeth cut into his gloved hands.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound.
Look inside a
Mouth
dead man's
swollen.
mouth.
Hemorrhage
take a peek.
present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw
Yeah.
up again, straight in that mouth of his. No, you don't. You
Oh.
can keep it in. You can keep anything in.
Please don't throw up in his
Look
mouth.
Deeper.
You manage to suppress the contractions trying to enter your stomach. All it takes
Tim would not
is
be happy if you
concentration.
did that.
Through it, you see nothing but darkness. More meat and darkness.
There are ancient mysteries down there, Kobo.
Okay.
Ask me later.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
Interesting. Why did Inland Empire tell us there's deeper mysteries in his mouth? Right down.
Hepatobiliary.
No.
NA.
Why don't we have anything?
Ah. Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
I don't think so.
Neither am I.
And that's it?
That's it.
Okay.
Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
NA.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with a hanging. Gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Amygdala.
What's next?
Oh,
on
you
the
don't want to
list?
keep it? You don't have the voila?
I'm trying to be professional on paperwork. This is like going to Kim's precinct too. Description of injuries.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Finish autopsy. Bite marks.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted. And your opinion, officer?
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions. Well, what's the 4th injury field for?
Nothing. Just in case.
Okay, contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has
got a point.
confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath, the description of injury. 2 boxes.
Non-fatal
Non-fatal.
post-mortem.
Right. Next.
I don't want to finish the autopsy, but I guess we're done, right? Hang on, turn the page.
The corpse lays
Tell me something,
slouched.
dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney.
Was it love or communism that killed you? Wait, at the autopsy, you said you have ancient mysteries.
Oh yes, Kobo mi Lobo. In the gift horse's mouth. Tracts and wakes and waterways. Ancient materials buried.
Does he have something under his tongue or something? Is he hiding like a key?
Yes,
Just
stick
a
a finger in there.
small gulp away, my beloved Kobo. A small gulp away.
Throat?
There's gotta be something in his fucking throat. What killed you, love or communism?
Huh?
You said love killed you, but then you fell communism.
You're misquoting me, Rooney. I said communism killed me. Love did me in.
Okay, alright. No.
Come back later, Kobo.
All right. Bite marks.
Be thorough
Yep.
if you want maximum results.
Ligature marks.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No signs of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush. What was that about no clawing around the neck? You'd be clawing for your life.
Yeah, I think it was non-fatal. I think it was post-mortem. I think
agree.
this dude died beforehand.
I agree.
Why do you
Paul?
say that?
I'm serious. I don't think this was the injury that killed him, brother.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
Psychic art on
No.
magic.
Uh,
Over magic.
I don't want to say that to him for the case, man. He didn't claw at his neck. They didn't tie his hands. Big man like this is dangerous.
Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrists. That part got blurry for me. The stench. But you are right. There should be signs of struggle. Let's leave the cause of death empty for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
Rub this out.
How did it go?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective. Maybe
Perhaps a drink.
The drink is in order.
No.
Perhaps a drink.
No. Conclude.
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg for processing.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse.
You gotta look in his mouth. Look in the mouth.
Fuck.
Hmm. Damn.
Fuck. 42? We're not gonna win that.
I believe in you.
You shouldn't!
Your
Oh
arm
my
is out,
god!
your eyes
You just
closed,
gotta have some
as if
faith.
by their own volition. It's dark all around. You feel cold, dead flesh through the latex glove. It's right under the palm of your hand.
Oh, I'm going in? I'm going in his mouth?
You said, wait a
His
minute.
face, his
Let me get my
cheeks,
fingers
his
in there.
nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spider, your gloved hand crawls on his
Please.
features. Everything is silent, all around.
I'm gonna put my fingers in his mouth.
The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base of the mouth, lolling around like a scallop. You're on the right track.
Play with it. This feels right.
The tongue moves freely in the cavity.
Why
The
would you
mucus
do
of
that?
the mouth is slippery,
Oh no.
fragile, even through the latex. From
My
the soft
psychic
meat,
powers
teeth
are telling me
budding.
to.
Hard pearls of bone
Disgusting.
in the gums and in the back of
But
the mouth.
understandable.
Can you feel it? You're so close. Rip his jaws open now.
Rip his
Looking-
jaw off.
A vision of black and dark red death, pried open by your hands and studded with teeth. Looks like he's laughing. Death fumes rising from his throat. And there,
Death
in the
fumes.
back of his mouth, above the bell of the uvula, right in the soft palate, You see a hole,
Oh?
barely visible to the human eye. It is swollen shut, almost vanished. No larger than 0.4 centimeters in radius, the edges appear darkened.
Fuck yeah.
Keep going.
Kuno nods, too. He takes a step closer.
Oh.
A black trickle of liquid runs into his throat from the wound.
This is really
I'm
gross.
gonna finger him.
Your index fits right in there. A tight tunnel of flesh
man.
opens up. Tissue damage. Wide enough for 2 fingers.
Ugh.
As you push both in, you reach through his mouth, right into his brainstem.
Why?
What is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Wiggle around a
Yes,
little.
that's what this part is called. You've seen the drawings. You've studied them.
Feel around.
The basal ganglia feels clumpy. What entered here has torn apart his reptilian complex.
Push deeper.
Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. It's gelatinous. The slug-like structures are damaged too. The tearing extends deep into both hemispheres.
There's a cavity, Kim, right between the hemispheres. My brain told me.
Gavin.
The
brain
lieutenant answers
dome.
with the sound of his pen on paper.
Fucking cavity, see?
Your fingers are all the way in now, reaching toward the inside of his skull. The cavity goes further, but the entry wound isn't wide enough for the rest of your hand to follow. All the muscles in your body harden. Time to enter him.
Why would you punch a hole?
I'm a wriggling.
Your fingers reach toward his skull.
Why are you
His
just touching
cerebral
this guy's
cortex
brain?
Feels like jelly.
I'm going
Cold
in through
jelly.
his mouth, by the way.
Strange
I'm
fluid
full
streams
fisting
down
his
your
ass.
wrist as you push deeper.
Jesus
until you feel
Christ.
it
Get your
on the
hand
tip
out of
your
there.
finger.
Gonna impregnate this man.
Ice cold.
He already
serrated metal.
is.
Its edges cut right through the latex and into your finger.
Oh, ow.
The pain
That's-
is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush.
Feel a solid object right under the skull.
Can you get to it?
I'm gonna try.
You got corpse juice in your wounds, man. You need to get out of that
There's a
skull.
tiny crack, a protrusion in the cranium, right in the back of his head. Your finger must be pointing straight at it from the inside. The object that is in there stops just short of the skull, in the encephalus, knocking this tiny fracture into the cranium.
We have the makings of a very small exit wound here.
Forget about the fucking exit wound, Beano. The pig is wearing him like a fuck puppet.
Dude, that's such a low roll. I'm so glad we had such a high chance.
Imagine.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. Feels sharp, like metal. You press your teeth together. Your jaw is clenched. All you need to do is just...
I got it.
My pig's fucking got it?
He's watching his old man get the big prize at the claw game.
What? What is it?
The inside of the head
think
feels
Bruno's
cold
starting to like
and
you.
smooth, like
I
a
know.
glove.
I know. I'm
Sweat
happy.
dripping down your brow. Careful not to lose the prize between your fingers. With a plop, your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist. Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom made of lead.
Was he shot?
Oh,
That's what it's sounding
A
like.
bullet.
Yeah. God, that's crazy.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic. He raises the bag under his eyes and says,
A non-caliber. Rifled. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured on impact.
Keep it, Lieutenant, as a gift.
It's just evidence. I don't know if he needs it. You know, I don't know if any one of them you really
should
need
let him
it.
have it as a gift or not. I'll let him have it. He knows more about guns.
No,
True.
you deserve it. We can log it later.
Nice.
We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on
That
the
noise
occiput.
freaked me out.
How does that sound?
Sounds about right.
Opinion, fatal injury.
Goddamn right.
And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal this fact.
It's all treatment, baby.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even
dap
dragging
doo.
him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead.
Dead. Dabba doop doop.
Deadity dead dead.
Aha, we got like a little catchphrase thing going on.
Agreed.
I have had my doubts for a while now. Since I saw there were
Dude,
no
everyone's
signs of
coming
struggle
around.
on his hands, and no claw marks on his neck. There have been other signs too, small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause
Good
of
point.
death, as the perpetrators expected we would.
Hey,
No
I
such
gotta
luck for them.
piss.
Okay. Do you want me to wait?
Yeah. I'll be quick.
Go, I'll entertain the chat. Hi, chat. How you doing? How's everyone doing, chat? Hey, chat, it's me, Dinosaur Nuggets Lover. Hi. It's me. Hi. I don't know where to go with this. I'm bad at keeping people entertained when I have to. You guys really shouldn't trust me with this. Kim Kitsuragi's my my bae, my bee, my baby. Really like him. Think he's cool. Hi, chat. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Been playing War Thunder recently. Fun game. Fun game. Big fan. Also a big fan of this game, Disco Elysium. Don't know if you've heard of it. Fun game. Fun game.
I'm back.
Oh, thank fucking God. Can't leave me like that, brother.
Understand.
Mm,
Yoki.
well, bro is struggling. Damn right I was. Even
Alright,
bullet
let's
holes
get
more
back to-
answers.
Yes, we should take a closer look at it. I am certain it has more to tell us.
This little thing could reveal much about the weapon that shot it.
Who would do this?
That's for us to find out. But this, it will make finding them just a little easier.
Why would anyone do this?
To hide something. The real killer? The real motivation? What really happened here?
Think I need to wash myself.
Oh, you really, really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Your room in the Whirling in Rags should come with a bathroom. Be sure to make use of it in the evening.
What happens next, Kim?
We put him in a bag and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. The body bag should contain the odor for the duration of the transport.
God, I hope.
I would drive him to processing, but it's too late to do that today. I'll do it first thing tomorrow. No problem. One more thing. This was really good work, detective.
Thank you, Kim. Thank you so much.
The word lingers in the air of the yard. As far away, dogs are barking. Further yet, the sound of motor traffic.
Kim loves us.
I'm so excited.
Detective.
So, I'm healing so much morale right now, but we're already full.
I know.
Let's drag me your Karima.
All right.
Dude,
God, that's
we
wild.
basically got like fucking 3 levels from this.
I know, that was
I will
insane.
need a little help carrying him. You take the hands. I'll take the legs.
God, that was some goddamn detectiving right there.
Yeah, it was. There you go, Kim. Now, let's detect a little bit more. Ooh, nope.
Drugs. Hey, pop one of those.
No.
Put some fucking pants on.
No.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hat. It
Yeah, we got
almost
it.
looks like the electronic patterns inside a radio computer or an old filament memory.
What's the meaning of this photo?
Not
Or
quite
tattoo?
for you to discover.
Rah!
Go
Who are
on.
you? God damn it. The bullet, though. That's what
The
I really
bullet
want to
is
look at.
safely sealed away in a plastic bag. Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
What do I do with you, bullet?
What?
I said, what do I do with you, bullet? Kim, get with the program.
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say find the weapon that shot me.
Sounds dumb.
Good idea, Kim.
Sounds kind of dumb.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the
I
better.
bet it was the gardener.
Feel the bullet through the back. I don't trust her.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold,
Or what
even
if it
through
was
the
Kim?
bag.
It's not Kim.
The jacket
not
of the
Kim.
bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the cure?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
Close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
We were right. This came from a serious weapon.
Great, I can't wait for one of us to get fucking shot.
Even the RCM uses
Yeah.
ordinary and jacketed conical bullets. This is strange.
You need to find
Very
her gun.
strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
Yo, we have a skill point. I could put another one in hand-eye.
You want to?
It'll pop it to like a 50%. You want to try a 50% chance?
Fuck it.
Well, we
Do
can
it.
roll it now and then put a skill point in it, and it'll give us another chance.
I might as well roll it now then.
A rifle.
No way.
Look at
Revolutionary.
that.
We got
Man,
it
that's a
dead on,
crazy
The
14.
bullet
Easy
looks to be
roll.
an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
Sorry, thinking something my drink make.
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theater of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago. No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling. Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for a well-preserved antique, most likely.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
Think I know where this came from.
Okay. And
Shot probably came from a Belmargrave rifle, Kim.
an antique.
Listen,
That
kid.
makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Ravachol, really.
It's probably a good thing.
I have to hand
Yeah.
it to the monarchs. It's quite admirable that they took the advice of criminologists last century and banned the use of breech loaders in peacetime. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
I think we should have more,
More
powerful
powerful
guns.
guns.
We're the law. Actually, I really like makes you consider every shot.
That is a good one, yeah.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier. But back to the investigation.
Some foreign guerrilla fighters, maybe? What do you think? Antique enthusiast, foreign guerrilla fighters, or jam rock bangers, which I think are just like gangbangers?
Two. The guerrilla fighters.
Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
Alright, Bill has nothing more to say. Pretty badass run we've managed to pull off.
Yeah.
Kim, do you have anything to say new?
Yes?
Tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
I can't remember a thing.
Ah, yes. The case brief you missed.
Yes.
Now I remember. 3 days ago, the RCM emergency.
Blah, blah, blah.
During
We
that
really
time,
already know.
the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor
Who's the
dispute
victim?
between a security guard or worker of some sort.
Nothing
Hired
about
by
the
one.
caller.
They didn't identify.
Why hide?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Alright, I understand everything.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer.
Now that we've inspected the scene, I want to know more about this pissing competition you mentioned.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
What kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Ah, I see, I see.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
So you volunteered to spoil it?
Yes, I am an unrepentant spoil sport.
I wonder what that says about me, that I was sent by my station.
Apocalyptic omen sent by my people. I have supernatural powers.
I was sent to teach you a lesson in style.
Sure.
Okay, style me.
This is what a modern cop looks like. Come on. Come on, man.
But not you loosen your
on.
shoulders, you need to ease up a bit, you need more looseness.
No, you got it. Like, look at you. You're a cop.
I'm not wearing pants.
Look at you. A modern cop.
Alright, I really want to do looseness, man.
You don't understand what a cop's about.
No, I don't. I used to. Plain clothes did the trick. For both of us, it seems. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? If
What's
not,
so
I
special?
should move. Martinez? Nothing.
A
Great.
tremble comes over you. Another after effect of ethanol poisoning.
Yes,
All right,
it's
then.
a wholly
Yeah.
pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
I would really like to understand what that is.
Yeah.
But our logic is just so bad. And our
We're not a smart guy.
Our clothes don't really help that much.
In fact, we're not really good at much.
No, we're
be
not.
honest.
We're only good at shooting, apparently. Alright, I got one more.
Yes?
8%.
Because you're the best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right.
No, that makes sense. I'm exceedingly qualified.
If you're so well qualified, Why can't you remember why you were sent? Anyway, don't keep the lieutenant waiting.
Alright, what else? Get at it. God, I really do want to wear pants. You know what, actually, speaking of pants, probably ask Kuno about those fucking pants now.